Now let's go back and look at our front bumper, and we'll draw out our grill and extrude that in and extract the back part. All right, so we have our nicely mirrored front piece here. And now we're going to need to do some drawing out of our, if we go in and look at our front view of our grill, we need to draw that out and extrude that. And instead of doing it to both sides, we can easily do it to one side because it's identical. So you'll find that since we have this mirrored, it's very easy to go in and just delete those faces, do your work over on here, and then mirror it back to the other side. You know what the result's going to be. So we'll do that. Let's go into our front view, check our side. So it looks like we have a nice edge right here between our grill and this scoop. So we need to create that either with geometry that we already have or by creating some new geometry. Let's go ahead and try to use some geometry that we already have. So I'm just going to, let's go ahead and try to, well, I'm trying to think if we want to put it right here or if we want to use this geometry right here. Let's go ahead and add another edge loop right along here, and we'll use that. Okay, so we've got that edge loop. We want to make sure to go down here, pull that out a bit so that maintains our curvature. These guys we need to pull apart probably a little just while we're here. Just go ahead and pull those apart a little bit. And pull that out. We're trying to maintain that the curve that this bumper has. Just getting a little bit tricky with all these verts there. But now we have this piece right here, and I'm going to just move that along its normal just to get it the same distance, so we can have a nice piece of geometry right in there. If we go to our front view and check that out, you can see that that's right on the edge there. But now we need to kind of get this all the way down here. So that means we need to grab these and kind of get them moved over. So let's start over here. And using our move, let's move it by world. We need to scoot all these things over, still trying to maintain our curvature. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but grab those, and then let's grab these guys. Move them all the way over here. That's going to be close enough right there. And let's just grab these. It looks like we missed our little verts back here, so we can go ahead and move those in. And grab these two and move them right over here. And just kind of straighten things out a bit. Okay. So now we've got a nice edge defining right here, defining this. So let's move these up. Let's use these for the top of our grill right here. So I'm going to use along the normal. I'm going to move those up, just up to the top of the grill there. Can move that one over kind of in the corner. And just go along that row, that edge loop there, and move those up into position. It's going to be the top part of our grill. Okay. And we can kind of space these out. We don't want to have a sharp corner there. So we can kind of space these out if we want to. Move that over, which will give us a nice, more of a nice curve there. Okay. And we can pull that out just so we maintain that curvature there a little bit. So we'll go in here, move those in. Looks like we need to lattice that. Our image planes I don't think match up perfectly, so make a little bit of a compromise, but we're going to get that general shape right there before we extrude in our grill. Okay. Alright, so we've got our faces for our grill drawn out. So instead of extruding right here, we're going to get some weird faces in here that we'll have to delete before we mirror. Let's go ahead and mirror it before we go ahead and extrude it in. Okay, so when we mirror it, it's going to copy that the detail that we've created there. Make sure we know which faces we're using. So let's go ahead and mirror it, and we're going to mirror it on -x just like we did before. And I'm going to delete the history. Make sure nothing is combined that shouldn't be. And now I'm going in and select all these faces for the front grill here. Just the grill faces. Okay. And we want to do our little extrude trick where we extrude it down just to get that edge loop right around there to hold that shape. Okay, so I'm going to just do extrude. And I'm going to extrude, pull in this. Actually, let's do local scale. There we go. We might have to scale it a little bit more in one direction or the other, or move it in one direction or the other, just to try to even out the space on either side of this. Okay. And now let's go ahead and extrude, and let's extrude it straight back. Okay. Straight back. Let's make sure we're all matched up here. Looks pretty good. So let's extrude it straight back, and then we're going to do we're going to extract this guy right here. All right, so we've got a separate piece for the actual grill that we can texture like a grill like we want to. And I'm just going to center the pivot on that and move it up slightly, scale it up slightly. Okay, and that can intersect with that, that's fine. This guy, I'm going to add a little bit of resolution right in here, just to create that sharp edge. Now let's take a look. I think we might need to add an edge down here, because we want that to be kind of sharp. So let's check that out. Alright, the top is looking pretty good. I just want to create a sharp edge down here. So let's go ahead and add that using our insert edge loop rather. And that's going to sharpen up this guy too. So we'll see if we want that or not. If you want to, you can delete this half and just do it to 1/2. I'm just going to insert this right here. Kind of get it the same. Now let's take a look at how this is shaping up. Okay, so it's nice and sharp there now. Let's turn off our wireframe. It's nice and sharp there now. Might need to go in and smooth this out just a little bit. I don't want this to be quite so sharp, and I don't want this corner to be quite so sharp. So let's go ahead and convert that back to poly. And I'm just going to delete those faces. And I just want to smooth this out just a little bit. So I'm going to grab these and kind of move them out just a little bit so that it's a little bit more gradual. I don't want such a sharp point there. I'm also going to take these guys and move them up slightly so that this edge right here isn't quite so sharp. Okay, so it's a little bit softer. Let's check that out. Alright, that's looking better. We still got some strange things going on here. That's just because of these guys. So we can just space those out a little bit to fix that. Right there. And looks like one of them is a little bit, raise that up just a little bit. Let's check this out. Just go back and check every now and then. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to smooth this out just a hair more, and then we'll move on. So I've got this, I'm just going to move this a little back a little ways, even back here. And then we'll move on to the back end when we get this done. Here we go. Alright, I like that better. So let's go ahead and mirror that back over to the other side. Try it out. And go ahead and smooth this guy too if we want to. There we go. Alright, so you can see that because of this we don't have any edges over here. You might want to go ahead and add a couple edges just to hold that shape, because on our grill we have a sharp corner, but on the piece inside the grill it's not as sharp, so you might need to add a little bit of resolution there just to hold that. You can see now it's working for us. Alright, we've got that done. So next time we're going to go back and start working on this back end, creating a one piece across the back much like we did with the front, and then we'll start extruding some pieces in, working on the exhaust, all that good stuff for the backside. Alright, we'll take care of that in the next lesson.